We heard from former President Trump at Tuesday night's debate, and today we have his vice presidential candidate here with us on set. Joining us now, Ohio, the great state of Ohio, Senator J.D. Vance. We grew up, well, long before you grew up. I grew up in a part of Cincinnati. You're from Middletown, and you've been on this show before, Senator.
I have been.
With Steve Case.
That's right.
When you were involved with that, and I think for Hillbilly Elegy. I don't know if it was the book tour or what, but so we've met before, but it's great to have you on.
Good to see you. Good morning, guys.
We're struggling how to start. We could do a post-mortem on the debate, but because we're so interested in trying to get into your economic beliefs,
sure.
Given that, as we now know, people's economic beliefs can evolve, as we've seen maybe from former President Trump's opponent. But I'm wondering whether yours have evolved, because then we'll get into some of the things you said in the past. And how much daylight right now is there between what you believe as would I call you an economic populist? Is there daylight between you and President Trump right now?
No, I don't think so. I mean, look, obviously he selected me as his running mate, and I'm trying to run to implement and win on the Trump agenda. But I think that President Trump's economic views are actually pretty straightforward American conservatism, which is we need to manufacture things in this country. We need common sense energy and regulatory policies to be able to make things. And the best way to lift up workers is to promote good jobs and good wages, not to just throw everybody on welfare, which I think is in some ways the main thrust of the Kamala Harris economic policy. So there's definitely some element of populism to it, because, look, I do think that for 30 years in this country, we shipped a lot of good manufacturing jobs to places like East Asia. Now China makes some of the critical things that we need, antibiotics, prescription drugs, even, God forbid, the weapons that our troops would need if we went to war against a nation like China. So we have to be a little bit smarter about our own self-reliance as a nation. That is one departure, I think, between President Trump's vision and, frankly, 30, 40 years of failed leadership in this country.
A lot of what I think of as populism, though, seems like it's almost diametrically opposed to certain aspects of capitalism. And there are certain groups, and I don't even want to mention the name of it, but they claim you as a strict adherent to populism. I don't know if you know the group I'm talking about. You have said we should raise corporate taxes in the past. The former president wants to cut the 21% rate down to 15, I think. You said 28 or even higher, that these big corporations deserve that.
Well, what I said is that we need to lower taxes on corporations that are creating jobs in this country and raise tariffs on corporations that are shipping jobs overseas and manufacturing overseas. Look, if you're trying to take advantage of Chinese slave labor and then use American markets to make a profit on your product, I do think, and I know Donald Trump thinks, that we should try to penalize these companies, but we want companies that are investing in America, hiring America, and creating good American jobs to thrive. But we have to recognize there's a fundamental difference between a national corporation that's creating good jobs in this country and a foreign corporation that's benefiting from Chinese slave labor.
This sounds like industrial policy that the Democrats get criticized for.
Oh, no, it's not. Look, whatever you want to call it, man, the problem is, look, Chinese slaves making $2 a day, and they get caned working 72 hours a week if they want to work 70 hours a week instead. You want to allow American manufacturers to benefit from that cheap labor. Not only is it going to destroy good American jobs and wages, it's going to decimate our core manufacturing industry, which I think makes us less productive over time. The final and most important point is it makes us reliant on foreign nations to make some of our critical stuff. Now, Donald Trump does believe in trade, and I believe in trade, but we believe in trade that's actually going to benefit American workers, not destroy American jobs. So the final point is, look, as you've seen on this campaign, there have been a lot of outside groups who try to claim that President Trump or I agree with every single thing that they say. President Trump speaks for himself, and I speak for myself. So don't necessarily assume that everything you hear written about him or me is true. Obviously, they lie about him quite a bit. But he really does believe, and frankly, he's been right about this for 40 years, we have to make more of our own stuff. We have to build more in America, and we need a corporate tax policy that promotes that. And, yeah, sometimes that does mean if you're shipping jobs overseas, you're going to be penalized.
What are the